Hi guys, we're here in Plymouth. It's Captain Billy D. We're having a relaxing afternoon with a glass of plonk and a nice cheese board and a delicious meal cooked by my lovely wife. And we have as a guest today Samantha Eidson from the States. Hello, Samantha.
Hello, man.
How you doing, darling?
No, good. How are you?
You're good. This is very relaxed, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, this is a buzz. Buzzing is good, right? I always like a good buzz. You never get a good buzz in the Church of Scientology, really, do you?
No, you get anything but.
Didn't you get a good buzz at some point? I mean, didn't you think it was worthwhile what you were doing?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so that was a good buzz.
Yeah,
right?
that was.
Yeah.
It didn't last.
It didn't last. So how long were you involved in the Narconon program?
About 3 years.
So you worked for Narconon?
Right.
In LA, is that right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what was that like? I mean, did you work long hours in the day, or?
Yeah, it was very long. Went in for muster. It started at 9, and we worked through until 11 at night.
So when you say muster, that's like a Scientological term, isn't it? I mean, like in the Scientologist orgs, because I was in the Sea Org, right?
Right.
So like we mustered at 9 a.m., which means everybody got together and discussed the daily battle plan.
Right, you got your BPs out.
So you're using the same terminology as Scientologists, right?
Yeah.
But Narconon has nothing to do with Scientology.
Sure it does.
Does it really? Well,
Absolutely.
let's have a look at that and see. Let's see what similarities are. So you had a muster, right? What about your stats? Did you report weekly stats like a Scientologist would do?
Oh yeah, Thursdays were crazy.
Thursday, 2 o'clock?
Uh-huh.
Same time?
Same time.
Same time as the Scientologist?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, isn't that a coincidence?
God, you know, it's such a coincidence because, you know, Scientology says that it funds Narconon,
Right.
right, because it's a humanitarian
Sure.
endeavor
Right.
to save the world from the devastation of drugs and criminality,
Right.
and criminal and other organizations. Right. But yet they're all run on strict Scientological principles. Right? Did they use any Scientology techniques in Narconon, like the training routines, the TRs?
We did TRs, we did co-audits, we did touch assist, body comms.
You did touch assist and body comm? Did
Yeah.
you know that they don't actually do body comm anymore in the orgs as such?
Oh,
They used to in the 60s and 70s. Body comms was quite common.
yeah.
But they still use that in Narconon, do they?
When I was in,
that's when you lie down and they touch
Yeah,
you, say,
feel
feel my
my hand."
fingers, feel my... Yeah, but, yeah, really, okay. So,
We did locates and
these are locations. So, this is all basic Scientology training. I mean, when you go into a Scientology organization, I mean, the first thing you do is the concourse
concourse, right? Which I delivered.
in Narconon. So, when Scientology states that it finances Narconon, but it's nothing to do with Narconon, but what is it actually doing? Is it preparing people in Narconon to go onto the Scientology bridge as such, do you think?
Yeah, it's absolutely. When they would write a success story.
Oh, shit, they even do success
Oh,
stories?
yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, now when you do a success story, this is an amazing thing because what you're stating is, hey, I'm really happy about this. So then in the future, you can't turn around and say,
Right.
shit, that was crap.
Right,
Because you've already agreed that.
exactly.
So you're putting yourself into an environment where you are in agreement, continuously bound to this organization, right? This is a little bit of a trap, isn't it?
It absolutely is. They would write their OWs, their overts and withholds.
Overts and withholds, yeah.
And those would be, we had our folders. They got CS.
They had
every night.
CSs as well? They
We
got
had
CS?
the senior CS from
Gee.
AOLA come in.
Oh, from AOLA. That's the
Less
Advanced
more.
Organization in Los Angeles. So you're talking about a senior case supervisor, CS,
Yeah.
from the Los Angeles Advanced Organization,
Yeah.
who's a Scientologist,
Yes.
coming in to study the folders of your subjects who are on a Narconon drug rehabilitation program. And it's got nothing to do with Scientology, right?
Nothing.
Okay, you know, Scientology states, and I don't know if, I might be wrong here, but they state that it's a non-secular program. Narconon is a non-secular program,
Right.
and that Scientology doesn't make any profit out of Narconon whatsoever. So does Narconon ever pay anything financially to Scientology? Does Narconon actually transfer funds from Narconon to Scientology at any point?
They did. I was in the 90s, and almost weekly I would take paper checks from Narconon up to Narconon Int.
As Narconon International.
Right.
So from your base to Narconon International.
And Wise was in the same building at the time. No,
Wise?
No. Able.
Able?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They were in the same building at the time. And there was checks made out to them too.
So Narconon was paying money to Wise?
Right.
And to Able?
No, I don't know about Wise. Definitely to Able.
To Able?
To Int.
And to Int?
Narconon Int and...
Bridge Publications?
Bridge, our course books came from Bridge.
So you
on the back of the course books it says Bridge Publications.
Bridge Publications. So Narconon is paying the Church of Scientology for the use of its materials,
mm-hmm.
and it's paying the Church of Scientology for the use of its course supervisors,
mm-hmm.
and its experiences, etc., etc., etc.
Right.
But Scientology states that it doesn't make any profit out of Narconon.
I don't see how that's possible. It's
You know?
$30,000 a pop.
30,000 a pop, and a chunk of that goes to the Church of Scientology.
Yeah, because they weren't paying us. We were getting our food from the food banks in LA to feed the students.
You were getting food from the food banks to feed the fucking students?
That paid.
Shit. How much were you paid a month?
Sometimes nothing, sometimes 20, sometimes 30. It depended on our stats.
Depending on your stats.
Our stats and the
org stats.
The org stats overall.
But it's not an org.
Right. Well, you know.
But it's not a Scientology's org, right? But it's run on Scientology's org.
We had
principle.
an org board.
You had an org board?
We had an ethics office.
You had an ethics?
We had Qual.
No,
we had Div 3, yeah.
Div 6?
Mm-hmm. We had Treasury, yeah, Div 6.
And Treasury. And
mm-hmm.
So it's actually run completely
Absolutely.
as a Scientologist org.
Our ED was OT8.
Oh, your executive director. It's another Scientology terminology. So the amount of Scientology terminology that's coming out of Narconon is fascinating.
It's all
because it's all, you know, the concourse, the basics, the EDs, the musters. These are all Scientology terminology that we grew up with in the Sea Org. I mean, this was my daily language.
Right.
And when I see that this is actually portrayed almost 100% in Narconon, you know, this whole creation of this facade of
right.
we don't make any money out of this, and this has nothing to do with us, and all of this nonsense. Now, in Ireland, in 2 days' time, there's a court case coming up where the people of Baliver are standing up
right.
to protest against Narconon in Ireland. And, you know, they need our support. And I think the problem is most people aren't aware of how much involvement the Church of Scientology actually really does have in Narconon.
They run it.
They run it. 100%.
100%.
100%.
There is no there's no 12-step. There's nothing about addiction, nothing about support when you're done, nothing about anything. There's disconnection.
What about resident doctors?
No.
Resident psychologists?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, I shouldn't think so.
Come on now.
I should certainly think that no psychiatrists involved. Otherwise, a CCHR would have a field day, right?
When they came in, if they had to detox, they would go through detox. None of us were trained. None of us were medically trained.
So you weren't you were a course supervisor.
Yep.
Dealing with people in a fragile situation,
yep.
who were put on multi doses of different various vitamins and pounded into saunas. And you had no training?
They never asked me if I knew CPR, which I didn't.
Well, imagine somebody had a heart attack in that sauna. Okay, let me ask you a simple question.
What turns it on, turns it off.
Okay, Scientology again. What turns it on?
Back in the box.
Turns it off. Get back in the box. My brother died after his OT3 or during his OT3 because he started getting headaches, and they told him, what turns it on, turns it off. Get back on the cans. Get back on the cans.
Right.
Get a touch assist, get back on the cans. A year later, he couldn't take it anymore, and he went to see a doctor, and he developed 5 brain tumors, and he was dead in 6 weeks.
Mm.
So what turns it on doesn't fucking turn it off.
No.
Scientology and Narconon, it's devastating, the effect, the damage that it can create to people's health. People keep screaming about nice and this and that, but besides that,
right.
the actual complete and utter dire situation that you're presented with can cost people their lives.
Absolutely. They were going cold turkey. I would be on, any of us were pulled to do detox watches, and we didn't have phones from our rooms to anyone's. You know, we'd have to run if we needed help with anything to get somebody. The doctor we did take them to get clearance to do the Purif was Dr. Dank.
Who was a Scientologist?
It was Hubbard's doctor.
It was Hubbard's doctor.
He was the one that was there
You
his
know,
last day.
you know, so yes,
But it has nothing
everyone that
it's
goes
just
on
a
to our course
coincidence.
is vetted by a doctor. Well, it's not actually a coincidence because my mother, Bessie Worley, worked very early on in the late 60s and early 70s when she was the first OT6 supposedly on the planet in the setting up of Narconon in the UK and Europe. And she told me the stories of the hoodwinking that took place, where they used Scientology doctors to vindicate and to say that this is okay.
Right.
But in actual fact, in the actual program itself, there were no doctors present.
No.
Did you have a first aid kit?
The Purif I see, the man in charge of the Purif may have had some Band-Aids.
But did you ever see a...
No. There was no defibrillator. There was no...
So you got a guy...
There was no fire drills.
So you got a guy coming in. He's just spent 15 years of his life living in the gutter, shooting up heroin or snorting mountains of cocaine. His body is physically run down. He hasn't had a good diet. What was the food like for the students? And I say students in inverted commas here because they call them students because they don't practice medicine, right?
Well, yeah, because they're studying.
Yeah.
And what are they studying? They're studying to go on to org.
They're studying to go into Scientology, but the thing is, the Narconon says that they're there to rehabilitate drug addicts, but they call them students. They don't call them patients. And the reason why they call them students is because they don't practice medicine.
Right.
See, if they call them patients, they would have to say they're practicing medicine. But they don't practice medicine, right? No. What they do is they practice selling Scientology to people.
Right. And
basically.
If they come in and they need to detox, they'd be sent up to one of the detox rooms. We were operating out of a rundown 1930s motel. We had cockroaches in the sauna. We had sulfuric acid in the sauna, in the yellow tubs that we would throw in the heat onto the roaches on the rocks. You can't tell me that that's great to breathe in. But the detoxes would come in, and all we had available to give them were vitamin B and CalMag and assists.
And assists. But I don't know how it differentiates from the Purif. I mean, I did the Purif, right? And we were doing like B12, which is nice, and vitamin C's, vitamin D's, vitamin E's by the...
Oh, yeah, you eat the drug bombs.
Oh, man, by the bomb full.
Right.
And then CalMag to calm us down.
Right.
Then we were stuck on a treadmill for like 45 minutes to an hour.
We couldn't afford a treadmill.
Or we could run around the block.
So we had to run around the block with that.
Okay, so or run around the block.
Yeah.
To loosen up the fatty tissues and the muscles so that the toxins would release from
the ones that have been stored
the ones that have been stored in there. Is there any proof medically that these toxins are actually stored? I mean, the LSD, for example, they say, like in the Purif, they say if you take LSD, it's stored in the fatty tissues.
And you'll have to turn on as
and
you
will
start.
get turned on as you, oh shit, I gotta go in there quick.
Right.
Because I did so much acid in my time. I'd be buzzing, man. I'd be buzzing. But the truth be told, I did the Purif and I wasn't buzzing.
No, I've done the Purif 3 times and they said, I never did finish it.
I couldn't feel my tongue. But no, I'm joking. But so, okay, there you go, guys. Narconon is Scientology.
Narconon is Scientology.
And Scientology is Narconon. But either says no, and we still say no.